Hello and welcome to this video training for PI preparation after every transaction has been completed. These are the tasks that have to be performed before freezing the inventory. In this training, we'll produce all the proofs that we need to save in order to prove that we have completed all the transactions before the PI, which are very important. The audience for this training are the DC managers and the assistant managers. During this training, we'll be following the steps that are marked on the PI checklist on items 4.1 to 4.4. In the first, we need to make sure that everything has been shipped, everything has been received and put away, and there is no more bean-to-bean transfers happening at this time. The warehouses have ceased to move product around, and they have ceased and stopped transacting both physically and in the system. At this point, we are getting ready to start the PI process, which is going to take a picture of the inventory where it stands in the system. Okay, so the first thing that we need to prove is there is nothing coming in transit, which is 4.1a. And for that, each warehouse manager has to go to their Oracle system. Of course, select their warehouse. And first, we need to prove there is nothing coming in transit from transfer from another warehouse. So for that, you will go to Inbound Logistics, Receipts, which is the first option. In here, you will change the source type from all to internal and click Find. So in this case, because we don't have anything coming anymore, the message reads that there is no records to match our criteria. So all we ask from the managers to prove this is just to make a screenshot. So you take all the information, and we ask that you guys save it in a Excel file. So on one sheet on Excel, in one tab, save the screenshot, change the name from sheet 1 to in transit. That way, when we go to this file and we open that tab, we'll get this message or see this screenshot with this message, and will let us know that you guys completed your in transits. So that satisfies this one first proof, which is proving there is nothing coming to the warehouse. The next one, we need to prove or show what sub-inventories have stock on hand, because we need to count that. So that to do that, you close this, you'll go to your material workbench, and just leave the mark where it says on hand and click Find. So from here, you just expand here on the left, until it shows you the sub-inventories they have on hand. In this case, we are working on HLD and OSK. Again, just do a screenshot of this. Go to the exact same file where you have saved the in transits, create a new sheet, a new tab, and save the on hand. Same thing, just change the name from sheet 2 to stock on hand. That way, when we open this, we know that we have to count for this warehouse, HLD and OSK. So we have 4.1b. Next, we have to prove there is no product in the receiving sub inventory. Our proof for that is in the same material workbench. Change the check mark from on hand to receiving and click find. And this is supposed to be empty. So this is a good sign. If it's empty, means that we don't have anything pending put away. So that's exactly what you want. Again, just do a screenshot. Just make sure that your screenshots have as much information as possible, including the date and production. Go to the file where you've been saving your screens. Add a new sheet. Save your screenshot. Change this sheet to receiving. That satisfies this need proof. The last proof that we need here is proof there is no pending transactions. For this, you'll close your material workbench. You'll go to inventory management, expand that, go to material transactions, expand that, and go to pending transactions. Make sure your org is here and click find. Here at the bottom gives you a message, query caused no records to be retrieved, so that's exactly what you want. If you have records here, it means that you have peak releases that you need to either back order or ship. So here we have already shipped everything, there is nothing peaked pending shipment. That's why we get no results in our query, which is exactly what you want. Another screenshot. In this case, make sure that you get the message at the bottom of the form. Create the last tab. Save it. Rename this pending transactions. So these are your proofs. We ask that you guys save these on your designated PI folder. In this case, we can just go ahead and save this in Tennessee and just call it proofs for Tennessee. Alright, so that's the proofs for screenshots. Next here you will have to provide and save in the company folder a stock on hand report by bin. So for that you will go to your MicroStrategy Real Reporting and choose the report called bin by bin. Just select your warehouse, make sure everything else is empty. Run your report, export it into Excel, and save it in the folder. So home, export, and save it in the folder. Make sure that you save it as a worksheet, Excel, Tennessee, stock on hand before. We're saying that this was the stock on hand before the PI. So that is that. Provide a KPMG auditor's copies of the last receiving and 5 last shipments. So that's very straightforward. You just make copies of your actual physical documents for your last 5 receipts and 5 last shipments. And that it ends the proofs for the tasks that have to be completed for this portion of the checklist. So just come back to your checklist and put a check mark here. Right here we provided a stock on hand report, and if you had to complete this, you will put a check mark here too. So that is it. That's the proofs. Once you satisfy all this and you make sure your warehouse is stop moving product and no more transactions happening in the system, you are ready to move to the next step, which is to freeze your file and create your count sheets. Thank you very much for your attention and good luck.